Have you ever wondered why the most powerful people are often the quietest in the room? Why the ones who truly succeed don't broadcast every move, every plan, every breakthrough? There's a reason for that. There's power in silence. There's strength in moving in the shadows while everyone else is shouting for attention. And if you're watching this video right now, you're probably at a place in your life where you're tired of the noise, tired of explaining yourself, tired of the drama, tired of the distractions that keep pulling you off your path. You're ready to reclaim your focus. You're ready to build something real. You're ready to move in silence and let success speak for you. Because here's the truth. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey. Not everyone will support your grind. And that's okay. You don't need a fan club to rise. You don't need applause to be great. What you need is discipline. What you need is focus. What you need is the courage to grow when no one's watching and the strength to stay silent when your instincts tell you to shout. That's where the transformation happens. Not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. You see, too many people are addicted to validation. They can't take a step without posting it. They need approval before they believe in themselves. But that mindset will rob you of your destiny. Because real success, real growth, it happens when you detach, when you cut out the noise, when you learn to keep your mouth shut and your head down and just do the work. Let them think you've stopped. Let them assume you failed. Because while they're busy watching for signs, you'll be building something that can't be ignored. And let's be honest, silence is uncomfortable at first. It can feel like isolation. It can feel like rejection. But in reality, silence is elevation. It's transformation. It's a cocoon. And when you embrace it, you start to feel your own power. You stop wasting energy on explanations and start investing that energy into becoming everything you were meant to be. This video isn't about playing small. It's about playing smart. It's about building a foundation so strong no storm can shake you. It's about becoming so focused, so consistent, and so grounded that your results speak louder than any words ever could. Because the most successful people don't talk about what they're doing. They let their life do the talking. They move in silence. And when they arrive, they don't need to announce themselves. Their success makes the noise. So if you're ready to stop chasing attention and start creating legacy, if you're ready to stop explaining and start evolving, if you're ready to focus on yourself like never before, then you're in the right place. This is your moment, your reminder, your wake-up call. It's time to move in silence and let your success speak so loud they can't ignore you, even if they tried. Are you ready? Let's begin. The power of self-focus and silence. There comes a moment in every person's life when they must make a decision to stop entertaining distractions, stop chasing people, and start focusing solely on themselves. That moment is when transformation begins. Because the truth is, not everyone deserves your energy, your time, or your thoughts. When you focus on yourself and stay silent, something powerful begins to grow inside you. Clarity, strength, and unshakable peace. You don't need to announce your every move. You don't need to post every step on social media. You don't need to prove your worth through words. Because real power moves in silence. Growth doesn't happen on stage. It happens in the quiet hours, when no one is watching, when no one is applauding, and when no one is validating you. Focusing on yourself means you stop comparing, you stop reacting, and you start building. You begin to understand that your energy is your currency, and you can't afford to spend it on people or situations that bring you no return. When you stop arguing with people who don't understand you, when you stop trying to correct every lie or explain every decision, you win. Because peace is louder than noise. And silence, strategic, intentional silence, is the highest form of self-respect. There is strength in solitude. When you're alone with your thoughts, you begin to hear your inner voice clearly. You start recognizing what you need, what you want, and what no longer serves you. And from that awareness, you grow, you shift, you evolve. When you focus on yourself, you become aware of your habits. You start asking yourself the tough questions. Am I showing up as my best self? Am I growing, or am I staying stuck? What can I change right now to move forward? And these questions are not easy, but they are necessary. Growth requires honesty. Progress demands discipline. And success requires sacrifice. Silence isn't about being passive, it's about being strategic. It's about not reacting to every comment, not engaging every opinion, not giving away your peace to people who wouldn't understand your purpose, even if you explained it to them 10 times. Silence protects your energy, while you build your empire in peace. Let them talk, let them judge, let them assume, none of that matters. Because soon, your results will speak, your transformation will speak, your elevation will speak, and you won't have to say a word. Because real success doesn't need a microphone. Stay focused, stay silent, keep building, because the world may not notice you now, but when your time comes, they won't be able to ignore you. Detaching from distractions and reclaiming your power. One of the greatest steps you can take toward your highest self is learning how to detach. Detach from drama, detach from noise, detach from the expectations that others have placed on your life. Because not everything deserves your reaction. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. When you truly start focusing on yourself, you begin to see how much of your peace was being stolen by things that were never meant to matter in the first place. Distraction is the enemy of growth. Every time you engage in gossip, argue with people who don't understand you, or scroll endlessly on your phone trying to escape your reality, you are delaying your own progress. You are watering the weeds instead of your own garden. You can't rise while you're constantly looking sideways at what everyone else is doing. You can't build a powerful future when you're still attached to the pain of your past or the opinions of others. It takes courage to detach, to stop explaining yourself, to stop chasing closure, to stop begging to be understood. But once you do, something incredible happens. You begin to reclaim your power. The same power you gave away when you allowed other people's words to shake your spirit. The same power you lost when you let rejection define your worth. Now you're taking it back, silently, steadily, and unapologetically. Silence gives you the space to process. In the noise, everything feels urgent. Every comment feels like a crisis. Every opinion feels like a personal attack. But in silence, you begin to realize most things don't deserve a reaction. They deserve your indifference. They deserve your distance. Your silence becomes your filter, protecting your mind from the chaos and letting only what matters come through. And the beauty of focusing on yourself is that you begin to attract peace, you begin to feel lighter, you begin to notice who respects your silence and who is only comfortable with the version of you that overextends, overexplains, and overgives. You start setting boundaries not out of bitterness but out of self-respect. You stop people-pleasing and start soul-pleasing. And with each step you take inward, your vision for your life becomes clearer. This is how transformation begins. Not with a loud declaration, but with a quiet decision to rise above the noise. You don't need to shout to be powerful. You don't need to respond to be strong. You don't need validation to know you're enough. Because the moment you focus on yourself and stay silent, the right things start aligning, the wrong people start fading, and the path ahead starts to clear. You are not missing out. You are rising up. You are choosing depth over drama, peace over popularity, progress over perfection. And one day soon, the world will witness the results of the quiet work you're doing now. Keep moving, quietly, consistently, powerfully. The power of quiet growth and self-discovery. When you focus on yourself and choose silence, you begin a journey of quiet growth. The kind of growth that doesn't need to be posted online. The kind of growth that happens in the shadows, in your routines, in the small disciplines no one sees. And it's in those quiet moments, when you're choosing to wake up early, to study your craft, to heal from your past, and to take care of your mind and body, that you're building the foundation of your future. You see, real transformation doesn't happen in front of an audience. It happens when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, when no one is cheering you on, but you're still moving forward anyway. That's the power of self-focus and silence. You stop living for applause and start living for alignment. You stop chasing attention and start attracting peace. And as you stay silent, you begin to hear your own voice again, unfiltered, untouched by outside opinions. That's when clarity comes in. You start to understand who you truly are, what you truly want, and what you've been tolerating that no longer serves your growth. You may even look back and wonder how you ever let certain people, habits, or mindsets have so much control over your life. But that's the beauty of self-discovery. It shows you how far you've come and what you're no longer willing to accept. People often confuse silence with weakness. They think that if you're not speaking, you must have nothing to say. But they don't understand that silence is your strategy. It's how you regain control. It's how you learn. It's how you heal. And most importantly, it's how you rise. Without announcing. Every step. There's power in letting people underestimate you. There's strength in letting your results speak for themselves. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You just have to become everything you know you're capable of being. And that process takes time, consistency, and patience. But most of all, it takes discipline. The discipline to stay on your path even when it's lonely. To believe in yourself even when no one else claps. And to keep going even when it would be easier to quit. When you start showing up for yourself consistently, you begin to feel different. You start carrying yourself with quiet confidence. You no longer feel the need to explain your moves or defend your decisions. You realize that the most powerful version of you is not loud or boastful. It's calm, focused, and rooted in purpose. So continue your quiet growth. Stay committed to your peace, because when the time comes, people won't ask what happened, they'll just see the change. They'll see the results of your silence, your focus, your discipline, and they'll know that something powerful was happening behind the scenes. You are evolving, silently but powerfully. Don't stop protecting your energy and letting go of distractions. When you make the decision to focus on yourself and stay silent, one of the most important steps in your journey is learning how to protect your energy. Because the truth is, your energy is your currency. You can't afford to waste it on things, people, or situations that drain you, distract you, or derail your growth. You must become intentional with your focus and ruthless with your peace. Staying silent isn't just about not speaking, it's about withdrawing from unnecessary battles. It's about choosing not to react when provoked. It's about learning to protect your inner world, even when the outer world is chaotic. And that takes strength, real strength. It takes maturity to walk away from drama, to let people misunderstand you, and to not feel the need to defend every move you make. You don't need to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to respond to every comment, every insult, or every opinion. Silence becomes your armor. It becomes your way of saying, I know who I am, I know where I'm going, and I don't have time for distractions. Not everyone deserves access to your mind, your heart, or your energy. Just because someone has an opinion doesn't mean you need to listen. Just because someone doubts you doesn't mean you have to prove them wrong. Some people thrive off chaos. They feed on reactions. But when you stay silent, when you stay focused, you take away their power. Letting go of distractions also means releasing your attachment to validation. You don't need applause to know you're doing well. You don't need a crowd to believe in your vision. When you're truly focused on yourself, you stop chasing noise and start building legacy. You stop seeking attention and start creating impact. And yes, there will be moments when the silence feels heavy. Moments when you feel unseen, unnoticed, and even unappreciated. But don't mistake that silence for insignificance. You're not being ignored, you're being refined. You're not being forgotten, you're being prepared. The work you're doing in silence is setting the stage for the life you've always dreamed of. This is why discipline is so important. Every time you choose to protect your energy instead of wasting it, you win. Every time you walk away from what no longer serves you, you grow. Every time you choose to pour into yourself instead of chasing validation, you evolve. And that's the power of staying silent and focusing on yourself. It positions you for real, lasting transformation. Remember this, not everyone is meant to walk with you, and not everything deserves your attention. The more you grow, the more you'll realize that peace is priceless and silence is powerful. So protect your space, protect your energy, stay focused, stay silent, and keep building the life you deserve, becoming unstoppable in your purpose. When you focus on yourself and stay silent, something incredible begins to happen. You start walking in your purpose with clarity and power. You begin to understand that your journey is not about impressing others, proving anything, or seeking validation. It's about becoming who you were always meant to be, quietly, confidently, unapologetically. There is a fire that grows within you when you block out the noise and tune into your soul. The opinions of others start to fade. The need for approval disappears. Because now your focus is locked in. You're not watching what others are doing. You're not comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. You're building your own story. One decision, one step, one moment at a time. When you stay silent, you learn to listen. Not just to others, but to yourself. You start hearing your inner voice again. The one that tells you to keep going, even when it's hard. The one that reminds you why you started. The one that knows your pain, your potential, and your power. And in that silence, you stop surviving and start creating. You stop existing and start living with purpose. People might not understand your silence. They might misjudge your stillness. Let them. Because while they're talking, you're transforming. While they're doubting, you're developing. While they're watching, you're working. And when your time comes, and it will come, they'll see what focus and silence really created. Your goals don't need to be broadcasted. Your dreams don't need everyone's approval. Keep it quiet, keep it sacred. Build in the dark so you can shine in the light. There is something sacred about the season where no one sees your struggle, but everyone will one day witness your success. That's the season you're in right now. A season of silent growth, private healing, quiet discipline. This is how legacies are built, not through noise, but through consistency. Not through showing off, but through showing up. You become unstoppable when you no longer rely on motivation, but operate from discipline. When you're not moved by emotions, but anchored in vision. That's when nothing can shake you. Not opinions, not setbacks, not distractions. Nothing. So don't be afraid to walk alone. Don't be afraid to grow in silence. Don't be afraid to cut off what's holding you back. Every great transformation starts in solitude. Every strong foundation is built in silence, and every unstoppable person was once underestimated. Keep showing up, keep working, keep believing. You may not be where you want to be yet, but you are further than you were. And as long as you stay focused and protect your peace, your breakthrough is inevitable. The world may not be watching now, but one day they'll look at you and realize that while they were distracted, you were developing. While they were speaking, you were rising. And in that moment, they'll understand the power of focusing on yourself and staying silent. As you come to the end of this video, I want you to take a moment and let this truth settle in your heart. You don't owe the world your every move. You don't need to shout your goals, your dreams, or your pain from the rooftops. Your power does not come from being seen. It comes from being grounded, from doing the work in silence, from trusting the process even when there's no applause. In a world obsessed with attention, choosing to move in silence is the boldest thing you can do. While others are chasing likes, you're chasing legacy. While others are performing for validation, you're preparing for elevation. And that is what sets you apart. That is what will make your success undeniable. Silence is not about hiding, it's about aligning. It's about locking in so tightly on your purpose that the distractions around you lose their grip. It's about realizing that your journey is sacred and not everyone deserves front row access. Every time you choose to stay silent instead of arguing, to keep building instead of proving, you are taking your power back and building a life that speaks louder than words ever could. Quiet growth is the strongest kind of growth because it's not built on attention, it's built on intention. When you choose silence, you give yourself space to hear your own thoughts, to evaluate your progress honestly, and to make decisions that serve your future, not your ego. You stop reacting to what others expect and start responding to what your soul needs. And maybe people won't understand this first. Maybe they'll think you've changed. Maybe they'll talk, make assumptions, or even walk away. Let them. That's not your concern. Because the more silent you become about your plans, the louder your results will be. And one day, when you step into your purpose fully, unbothered, unshaken, unstoppable, the same people who doubted you will have no choice but to respect you. Let your grind be private. Let your healing be sacred. Let your goals be personal. Let your moves be silent. And when your moment comes, and it will come, the world won't just see a new version of you, they'll witness the masterpiece that was forged in the quiet. They'll hear the voice of your success echo louder than any announcement ever could. So keep building, keep growing, keep evolving, quietly, fearlessly, and relentlessly. Because when you let your success speak, it doesn't whisper, it roars. Final words? You don't need to announce your greatness. You just need to become it. Stay low, stay focused, stay silent, and let the life you're creating make the noise. Now go, move in silence, and let your legacy speak. Are you ready? Let's begin.